Welcome to another season of Closet Factory's Operation Reorganization.
Hey, we're excited to bring you our 9th season of our show, and I gotta tell you, it just keeps getting better and better.
And what a great way to start the season with a repeat client who trusted us to do 12 different projects in their forever home in Smithfield.
That's right, the Brickers are back, and even though they are downsizing to a smaller home, we still needed room for their bigger home possessions, including a very interesting garage collection.
Yep, Jacinta was tasked with designing a dozen different spaces and tackling some pretty interesting angles.
But, as usual, she was up to the challenge and is ready to tell us about it on the season premiere of
Closet Factory's Operation Reorganization.
Hey, that was my line.
I'm Ken Bricker. I got to Virginia in 1979. I was in the Air Force and have been over on the peninsula since that time. Robin and I met in 1987. We both worked in Virginia Beach. She's a Chesapeake girl.
Yes, I am. Born and raised. And like you said, we met in 87. We were married to other people in our 20s, hung out as couples. Mine split up, I moved away. 20 years later, came back, found him on Facebook exactly 15 years ago today. And he was divorced, I had no idea. Within 3 weeks, I knew we were getting married. Our 4 boys melded together, and we've been together ever since.
So we're out here in Smithfield, different from what either of us have ever experienced. Here in Hampton Roads, we've both been in Hampton Roads a very long time, but this is kind of out and away from everything in Hampton Roads. So it's nice and it's new. And since we got a new home just built, just finished a month or so ago, we decided once again we'd go to Closet Factory because we knew how well they did for us in our beach house, which is what we left we sold this past June.
I went to college with Jeff Brazesi, who is the owner of the Virginia Beach Closet Factory. When we bought our house in 2012 in Hampton on the beach, we had them come out and do a few closets in the bedroom. A few years later, we needed some more stuff done. Jeff came out and helped supervise. We did the garage, we did a specialty closet, we did the pantry. So when we were deciding to move, it didn't matter where we went, what we bought, we knew we were downsizing, we were gonna have Closet Factory. They were the first and only vendor we knew for sure we were gonna use in this new place. So we downsized from 3,800 square feet to this is 1,900 square feet, so exactly half. And they have once again come through far and beyond what we even imagined.
It's great. We ended up having 12 different spaces. I'm over the moon with how things have progressed because we have been very concerned about the space. 3,800 square feet down to 1,900 square feet. We did cut a lot, but because we had Closet Factory come in, we did not have to cut as much as we thought we would.
Hello, I'm Jacinta, and I'm here at the Bricker Residence. And this was a new construction project that I love working projects like this because clients ahead of time see the value of having Closet Factory built into their home before they even move into the space. So it makes it a lot easier so that when they move in, they have already got a place for all of their things to go. It was kind of an honor to me when Jeff asked me to work with them, because he was the one who actually designed and worked, with them in their first house. So the fact that he was willing to kind of pass the baton and allow me, to work with them, said a lot. And I was very appreciative of that.
We had 12 spaces done by Closet Factory at this duplex that we moved into. First was the garage, because I have a lot of tools and things I wanted to display and things we wanted to keep. We had the powder room done. Like I said, we put a cabinet over the toilet. The laundry room here, it's plenty big for full-size washer dryer, but we also have a cat that needs to use it for her food and her other personal things she needs. So we needed to have cabinets put in there, and they built a table so the cat can eat on top of the table.
They wanted really to do cabinets around the washer and dryer. And that's always tricky in a tight space, because you gotta have wiggle room to make sure the washer and dryer can still get into the space and then also get into the cabinets. So we really had to get those dimensions perfect and to work around obstructions like the outlets for the dryer vent outlet. We had to make sure that there's a cutout for that. We also didn't notice until, I guess, installation started, where Robin reached out to me and she said, I got a dryer that's got to also hook up to the water vent. And so she was like, we got a panel going in there, so what are we gonna do? But luckily enough, Juan was right on it, and he created a solution right there on the spot and was able to do, some type of notch in the field so that the dryer would be able to connect to the water valve as needed.
We had the pantry done, because pantries in new builds come with that wire rack stuff, shelving that I hate. So having adjustable shelves, and they made them to where they went beyond the top of the door. They made shorter shelves so we can put things up there that you don't use very often. That was awesome.
Kitchens, a lot of times if they're small or medium size, it's nice to be able to have your trash hidden away. Their particular kitchen design didn't have that incorporated into the existing cabinets, but she asked if there was a way to put a trash can in the pantry. So I said, of course. And there's a couple of ways that you can do it. You can either just do shelving and leave space on the floor, for the person to put their own trash cans. But we've got these great, trash cans that can actually be mounted to the cabinets so that you can pull them in and out. So we decided to put one in there.
There is a front hall closet behind me that is extremely deep and extremely wide, but they only had one wire shelf going across it. We were able to get cubbies and hanging and floor space for suitcases and things. And then, let's see, we went to the master bedroom. We did another cabinet over the toilet. We did the master closet. We did the linen closet because, again, it had the wire shelving.
They've got 9-foot ceilings in their home. And so whenever you have 9-foot ceilings, usually the builders, when they're using the wire racks, they can only go but so high, because you can't reach in and actually get something up and over the door frame. So you end up with like sometimes 2 to 3 feet of wasted space. The beauty of our systems is we can go as high as we want, and we can make the shelves shallower at the top so that you can still put things in, get past the door frame, and still utilize that storage. So you have more of the vertical space that you're taking advantage of.
We have my office, which would be a bedroom, but I'm using it as an office. So they put a hanging system in there and drawers and cubbies. And then Ken's office is the pièce de résistance, and I don't speak French very well. One space, well, it became 2 spaces. When you buy new construction, for whatever reason, the builders will give you the toilet area and they might put a towel bar above it, but then you have a pedestal sink and there's nowhere for cleaning supplies, toilet paper. I don't particularly like to have everything exposed. So Closet Factory was able to put a nice slim cabinet above the toilet area, but it's deep enough for cleaning things. So I said, well, if you're doing that in the powder room, please do it also in the master bathroom. So it's nothing special, but it's very useful, and it gives space that you don't think about, and clearly the builders don't think about.
I had actually done something like this before in a previous house, so I knew exactly how deep they needed to be And I told her, I said, nope, 8 inches will work perfectly. And that works perfect for holding a roll of toilet paper as well as any other cleaning supplies, but it's shallow enough so that you can get, on and off the toilet without bumping your head.
Our installer this time was Juan, and to our surprise, Juan by himself, because the only installation that I recall being there for before was our garage, and I believe there were 5 or 6 people at least on that installation. We were told that Juan was going to do it, and I thought, well, Juan would be leading the crew, but Juan was the crew. And Juan came out on Monday, the day they said he would be here, and started the work. And to do all 12 spaces by himself in a 5-day period between, I think, basically 8 and 5, because we weren't here and didn't need to be here. We put a lockbox on the door and put a key in it. We had started moving in. We were getting stuff in here, but we told Juan, this will be here, this will be here, this is where you need to go. It was an amazing, just in and out, and we barely had to make any contact at all, which is unfortunate because Juan's a great guy.
He did call me every morning. He called me every morning to let me know he was going to be here, and he would call or text. When we got to where we were texting, he'd let me know he was leaving.
Wow, you gotta love this couple. They know what they want and they aren't afraid to go after it. Even with smaller spaces, a few additions can make a big difference. Let's get back to Smithfield and see how things are finishing up at the Bricker home.
I think I'll tell the story about my license plates, because when we had the garage done at our Bayfront house, Robin said, I want you to do something with these license plates. My license plates have been a collection since I arrived here. I got here in '79, but I think I got my first personalized license plate in 1984. And at that time, they charged me $10 to get a new license plate, $10 more than the regular. And I thought, well, that's fine, I'll get that, and it'll be a personalized license plate. Well, the next year, when I went to get a new license plate, they said, it's $10 more again. I said, well, I've already paid that. And they said, yeah, but you paid that every year. And I said, okay, well, if I'm going to pay $10 more every year, I'm going to get a new piece of metal every year. So every year since 1984, I have got a new license plate. And each of those years, you will be able to see, looking at them, it's something that was happening in those years. We've had kids, we've had grandkids, we've had everything, and they are all memorialized on our license plates. And once we got married, she joined in. So now we have 2 rows of license plates out in our garage.
This gray area that you see up top represents where all the handy wall was going. So that's where they can hang all of their license plates. Then we also have handy wall near the windows and on the back wall here. And again, with her being very detail oriented, she had everything listed up here. She knew she needed space for these items for every tool, she had a snow blower, and so we did a cabinet just for that, and she knew everything that needed to go on the handy wall. So it was great. Their garage is perfect. You'll see there's no, everything is stored or hanging, and so they're actually able to get both cars into the garage. I think the most challenging space in this house was probably the office. Ken's office, we decided to do a built-in desk area, as well as storage for office supplies, as well as kind of an entertainment center, if you will, for a TV that was going to be going into the space. One of the things that we, wanted to make sure was that we had to be able to store a TV here. And there was another access panel that the builder has for something in this area. So that was kind of our finish line there. And we had to make sure that everything else fit, from there to there. And we were very cautious, about the desk space so that he'd have enough room to fit a chair here, but still kind of turn and move around when he needed to. They also are planning to utilize this room as a workout room. So they have a gym equipment that they wanted to be able to fit on this side of the room. So this distance was very important too. And we wanted to make sure that we could accommodate space for them to work out, in this area, as well as the desk space that Ken would need. This is where the opening for the desk is. And we've got some file drawers here and then regular storage there, cubbies for storing different items, more drawers here. So the way this is configured, I believe initially I just had a false panel here because we needed to still have a cabinet here for support to make sure that there was plenty of support for the countertop here and the desktop here, crossing each other. But that space actually was, because it's a cabinet, could still be utilized. It's just kind of a nice hidden away spot where they've now decided to put their printer. So ended up with no dead space and able to utilize all of this.
Where we used to live, we had a spiral staircase, and it was called the Crow's Nest at the very top on the 3rd floor, and he had a teeny tiny little desk, and he was going to put this in this office, and thank goodness we didn't do that. And they built him an amazing desk with amazing storage, a peninsula where he could put his TV, and then in the closet that was large, all of our Christmas stuff can go in there, and our Christmas stuff and more. Jacinta came up with cubbies that now can hold all of his ancestry research, things that used to be in a box that you never saw even once a year that now he can get his hands on.
I think another thing that really has more than met our needs, we came from the larger house, and in our bedroom, we had a walk-in closet with 2 long sides, one for each of us, and 2 open door closets, one for each side. That was a lot of space. And coming into this, we were just not able to have it. So the one master bedroom closet had to be able to meet our needs. And Jacinta was able to make it happen. I'm putting stuff in there now and going, I've got extra space. What am I gonna put in these things? I'm being told, thank goodness, but there's plenty of space, even coming. And while we did get rid of some clothing as well as the other things we got rid of, it's amazing that closet is going to be able to work for us.
And not only did you get rid of clothes, he got rid of his actual chest that went into the bedroom. So we got rid of a dresser chest piece of furniture that would have taken up a lot of floor space in the master bedroom. And he still can get all of his clothes and have space left over due to Closet Factory.
Now, our computer program doesn't do the color justice. It doesn't really capture the true color of concrete, but you can see the layout here. And so this is where we had to be very strategic and get all the cubbies that Ken needed for his folded clothes, but still giving him hanging for pants and shirts, shelves for shoes, and then this was the area that we designated for all of his ball caps. And then getting the 2 hangers in there, 2 hampers, because initially I thought, hey, they can just share one good size hamper because we could fit the 24-inch in there, but Robin was very adamant about having 2 so they could separate workout clothes and regular clothes. Again, more shelves, and again, I was surprised that they needed minimal hanging, that they do fold quite a bit, and that this was enough hanging space for them, but it's worked. Because again, I think they've downsized and are wearing more casual clothes now than dress clothes, so this works perfectly.
We had the tie belt rack in the other house, and we also had the valet rod. So when we were designing this one, I asked that the belt rack go on Ken's side of the closet, but I wanted the valet rod for my side so that if I've got things out, I don't have a lot of hanging things, but if I have them out, I want to be able to hang them out so I can see them and get to them easier. So Closet Factory gave us the opportunity of not downsizing and having to get rid of everything. We were able to keep things that meant something to us. His ball caps are important to him. They remind him of places and events and people he was with. if we had just downsized and Jacinta couldn't give him the cubbies that he needs, he would have had to get rid of things that meant something to him.
This is a new build neighborhood, so maybe a lot of people aren't like us and coming in and bringing in construction to our new builds. But I would recommend it to a lot of people. The construction supervisor, as a matter of fact, has asked, when you got the Closet Factory work complete, please can I come in and take a look at it? He wants to see it. A neighbor, we're not sure which house she's in, has already saw the garage from outside and walked over and said, I like this. You've done an amazing job. We've been thinking about doing something to our garage. This is it. So I would recommend anybody with wire hanging things in your closet. They just don't work. This is well worth what you would spend to put together any space. As people walk by, we've been saying, are they jealous? Because they're kind of looking in here into the closet. We haven't had them inside, but
The lady did come in on Sunday while I was touching up some paint out there, and she's like, oh, how did you paint this? And what about the hanging stuff? I said, oh, Closet Factory. You got to go Closet Factory. I'm telling everybody Closet Factory.
And it's a brand new house, but I think the people that have seen it are very envious of our Closet Factory designs and outcome.
That'll do it for the Season 9 premiere of Closet Factory's Operation Reorganization.
We hope you enjoyed seeing how we can help you maximize your spaces, whether it be a master closet, two-car garage, or even a half bath or guest room closet. No space is too big or too small to get organized. Give us a call and see what we can do for you.
See you next time.